Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library.
Ghosts and Goblins. Suddenly I want to get the knife. In 1985, Capcom released an arcade game called Ghosts and Goblins, about the knight Arthur venturing through a world infested by monsters to save Princess Prin-Prin, and immediately a hit was born. With great graphics and fun gameplay, it was no wonder that the NES port sold nearly 2 million copies, and the game ended up ported to everything. It kicked off the Ghosts and Goblins series, which went on to include Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Gargoyle's Quest, and I guess Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if we want to stretch the definition of include. And with a remake a few years ago getting high reviews, it remains true that Ghosts and Goblins is one of those beloved retro franchises that remains popular to this day. And what also remains true is how difficult it is. In fact, of all the games we've seen on Game Boy Roulette, both played and mentioned, it's very possible that the original Ghosts and Goblins is the hardest of them all. Obviously that comes from being an arcade game designed to suck quarters out of children, but they didn't lower the difficulty for the NES or the SNES game. If anything, they punched things up even further. And that makes me curious. For this Game Boy Color release, did they maybe try balancing things out a bit more due to the smaller hardware? Or, as many other companies did they use the shorter runtime to bring the challenge all the way to ludicrous levels? If it's a 90s Capcom game, you're practically guaranteed a good cover, and my goodness is that true for this box. Look at all the colors, the hand-painted art, the expression on Arthur's face, the enemy designs. This is, simply put, one of the best box arts I've ever seen. It's a masterpiece. This one's gonna be tough, but I'm ready. Get your suits of armor on, it's Ghosts and Goblins. Straight to the title screen. Oh, wow, wait, they made this in reverse. The title screen came first. There we go, Ghosts and Goblins. Alright, this is a monumentally difficult game. Have they ramped it up or scaled it down for the Game Boy? Ooh. Well, it looks like the original, except for the weird background. Ready? Yeah. Oh. Oh, it is very smooth. I like this. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, where are the enemies? We are on the lookout for weapons. I've never actually beaten this game. I've never even gotten that far. Oh, God. Arthur looks weird. One thing I'm already noticing is that it's zoomed in considerably more than the other games. And I wonder if that's gonna help. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Oh, there's something up. What? I'm a frog. That's a thing? I don't remember that being a thing. This is permanent, isn't it? Okay. Well, that's about what I thought. So the game is pretty much playing exactly as Ghosts and Goblins has always played, which is very, very good. Like, I was a little worried about slowdown or them trying to pack too much onto the game, but no, it's working just fine. Oh. Ooh, as I said that, we did get our first, bit of lag. Okay, they have definitely made the game easier. There's no way I just beat him on my first try without them actually decreasing the difficulty. Oh. Okay, see, Alright, see, this is the difficulty I was expecting. Is it over? I want you all to know there's a very real chance we won't make it to level 2. Oh, wait! Oh, wait a second. I can start right here. Was that a thing in the original? Could you... Okay, the jumping controls are a bit delayed, I am now noticing. So, in the original game, could you restart from, like, here? After getting a game over? I don't remember that. Whoa. Thank goodness for the continue and the password function. So those are two additions they appear to have made for this that I fully support. So they definitely, the game is still difficult, but they definitely, oh my god. It's a combination of the jumping controls being delayed and these platforms not having well-defined areas to jump. But yeah, they've added a couple of quality of life changes just to make things a bit, oh god, easier? Oh god, right. That's what's at the end of the stage. I already think I like this game, so let's just jump a little early into the color version. Alright, I do have to start over, but that's not a huge deal. Oh, that looks so much better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is already, I can tell, something you want to play on the Game Boy Color. Oh, that is beautiful. You know, I'm betting there are a lot of people who are, like, experts at this game watching and going like, oh, God, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. And you know what? I don't disagree. Oh, looks like the lag is gone, too. Tremendous. Good music, dude. This is Capcom at its best right here. Oh, God. Okay, that's more in line with what I expected. Capcom was on fire in the 90s, and they still are in many ways. Oh, wait a sec. In color, you can very much better see where the edge is. Okay. This is Ghouls and Ghosts, alright. Ghosts and Goblins, whatever. This is definitely a game you want to play on the Game Boy Color rather than the Game Boy. It looks better, it sounds better, it plays better. Oh my god. Are these things random each time? Yes. Ghosts and Goblins, you ask for a lot. I don't know how to continue that sentence. I did it! The key! Yeah! Greatest gamer of all time. Knai heart 1J. We did it! I made it to stage what looks like 1. That first part was stage 0, wasn't it? Alright, off to a good start, I see. Ooh, what was that? Was that just points? I think that was just points. Hello. Yeah, I wish there were more weapons that appeared early. And for the record, it is very possible... Oh, come on. Very possible that there are, and I just haven't found them. But that's my only nitpick. It's Ghosts and Goblins. A really, really beloved franchise, despite how crazy difficult it is. And it's just, they converted it to the Game Boy really well, and more importantly, to the Game Boy Color even better. And the most important thing, I will never get to the end of the game. Which, spoiler alert, when you beat the game is like, oh, that was an illusion, do the whole thing again. This game was... Whew, it was not messing around. Oh, what a glorious day! An example of a Game Boy game better than the NES version. The NES version of Ghosts and Goblins may be a classic, but it also did have some issues that were commonplace for the NES, such as graphical flickering and a bit of slowdown. Plus, the game had oddly long loading times for that era. So when the Game Boy Color can come along and basically fix all those problems, yeah, I think we have a winner here. What helps is that they left the gameplay completely unchanged, because that part of the game was already perfect. Yes, it was difficult, but that was a major part of what made Ghosts and Goblins so memorable. Without that difficulty, it wouldn't be the same game. So as far as translating the original to a smaller screen, they did everything right. But like I said, it was the little fixes to the way the game ran that made all the difference. Zooming in the camera did wonders to make the game run a bit smoother and take care of the flickering issues. There was still a touch of slowdown, but not as bad as on the NES, and it really only came up when too much was happening on screen. And the slightly quicker loading times were just nice to have. None of these were deal breakers on the NES version, but the Game Boy version fixing them just made the whole thing feel fresh. Add in that the color version of the game looked absolutely fantastic, and we end up with a damn fine end product that, as I said, may actually surpass the NES version. If you want to play Ghosts and Goblins, while the NES version may be more iconic, I think I actually now recommend the Game Boy Color version over it. Don't let the smaller system fool you. This game is one of the best ports I've ever played, and in many ways it's better than the original. I think the time has come for me to finally beat Ghosts and Goblins. Look forward to that 97-part series. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.